Okay, I think this might be working. I don't know. So I did have my OBS update itself, which means that if something broke, who knows? I don't know. Let's go figure out what we're doing here. What were we doing here? We were driving to the new town. That's what we were doing. We were about to talk to somebody, possibly Stroll, apparently. He is right here. That does provide a compelling argument. I think we also were considering taking a bath to get ourselves salted up, but let's see what we think is the most pressing matter here. I think we'll talk to Stroll. Why not? Get our imagination up to 3. It's finally done bringing me up to the top deck so we can sharpen our swords together. What other things does Stroll want to talk about?
That reminds me.
First, Hulkenberg, now Heisme. Having more reliable comrades at your side never hurts, but it's too early to celebrate considering it's Louis we're up against. I like how he doesn't consider near us at all. As much as I hate to say it, there's no denying he's still the strongest mage out there. Now we can beat him. We're stronger than he is. We have protagonist power.
You.
Power is certainly fearsome, but we shouldn't underestimate his either, that's true. Remember that human corpse at the cathedral? They say he defeated it all by himself. Not to mention we have the royal magic to contend with. To put it bluntly, you don't stand a chance in a frontal assault. Oh, don't misunderstand. I'm only pointing out how difficult it would be for us as we are now. If we pool our powers, we may be able to surpass him. Nothing is impossible, that's what I've come to believe since I met you. Since you first awakened your power. Well, I mean, the real big problem is if we try to take him out, then there's Skyrock is going to just beat us, but, you know.
Alright.
Okay. Is that time already? Ah, it's not that late. Stroll and I talked for a while.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Alright. Oh.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Captain?
No,
Rise
please,
and
I'm
shine,
sleeping.
what? Almost there.
No, please, let me sleep.
Rhylehaven. It's been a while.
You've been before?
My parents took me once when I was a boy. I remember the day we arrived, and waking up to the smell of the ocean. The place was crowded beyond belief. Everything was so different from our hometown in the countryside.
Well, you are a small town, Stroll.
I felt much the same when I reached the royal capital. Quite a sight compared to my little village, with naught but fields and mountains.
To be sure. And where are you from, Hulkenberg?
You cannot guess? Surely Montario in the east. Why, the Hulkenbergs are one of that nation's most prominent aristocratic houses, if not foremost among them.
You don't say.
So you're Canadian,
Well,
huh?
yes. Though I've no close relationship with my parents. I've hardly seen them since I left home.
I see. Suppose we've all come a long way, haven't we?
Seems
have no
we'll make
idea
it to the
where I come
exhibition
from.
just in time.
With a master at the helm, you were bound to, eh?
I really hope Joanna shows up.
We resolved to trust her. So we simply watch and wait.
Game over because we
Right.
trusted her or whatever. That'd be
Everyone
really funny.
set and steady? Welcome, ladies and gents, to the coastal crown jewel, Port Brylehaven.
Port
Okay.
Brylehaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania, the western annexed state of Uchronia. A vivacious city, Brylehaven is port of call to ships of both trade and war, bustling with hardy sailors. From the natural wonders caused by Magla to the Colosseum's contests of strength, people flock here to see the marvels of a city that never sleeps.
So
The
it's New
sea
York, huh?
guides the gauntlet runner into the city, alongside a warm, salty breeze.
You know, that gigantic stone whale fin thing that they've got curving over the city feels like a real safety hazard, where if that sort of just toppled over and crushed everybody, that would not surprise me in the least.
It's the ocean! Just look! There's water all the way to the horizon!
Didn't you just say that we've been seeing that, like, along the coast for... whatever, it's fine. Be excited.
It's kind of like the capital, but totally different!
Yes,
What?
the City of Water, Brylehaven.
Don't get what you mean at all there, Gallica. Okay. Let's see here. There's that guy's runner that stole that guy's clothes. There he is. There's
Sancta
that guy.
Cadeau, you've brought us quite a magnificent head. How do you think it'll stack up against your competitors?
With the warrior monks at my side, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. But I won't presume to know the rankings. I humbly leave it in God's hands.
Lineup's a bit conventional for my taste so far.
Thanks, Batlin. Although, you see that purple guy over there, and that's what you say. Alright.
Oh, here comes our mysterious little underdog now. Stir things up a bit here, will you?
I still think we made a mistake in not bringing back that gigantic baby human head. Or finishing off that worm that we fought. Or doing a lot of things that we could have done. We killed a lot of monsters. And just decided that we didn't want to deal with any of that. Oh, that makes me so sad.
Would you look at these spectacular gauntlet runners? They must all be worthy of kings.
Looks like Luis is still the only one with a Skyrunner, though.
No. I'm sure those blasted clergymen have some mechanism for it too. The Sanctist Church funded the Skyrunners to begin with.
Huh.
If you can call that flying, of course. All just piffling about with levitation magic. Only a passing acquaintanceship to real aerodynamics.
I like how this is a place with, like, literal magic and already things can fly, and he's like, no, I have to do it with science. Up yours. Hi there, Morbits.
Birds have never needed magic to fly. Just the mechanical ingenuity of the feathered wing. That's the kind of breakthrough I'd like to make.
Birds aren't real. Haven't you heard the conspiracy theory, Neris?
You'll see, eh?
Also, you
One
have wings.
day,
What are you talking
I'll
about?
make those wings reality, and we'll soar like birds.
You have wings. Alright.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
I can't tell
I'll
him he
have you
already
run in the
has wings.
sky with me. Mark my words.
Admittedly, I think he can't fly, but still.
If it isn't the pretentious little gallant and his cronies.
Didn't we help you?
If it isn't the walking headache.
I mean, why do you have 2 saves in Persona 3 Portable? I know that, like, one of them had some sort of thing, but... Are you going through 2 playthroughs at the same time? Oh, you're doing both of them. Okay.
Well.
I would do one
No
then the
head to
other,
be
because it's kind of hard to do both.
Weren't you
but-
talking big about chasing down that Heismay fiend?
Yeah, we found him. He's right here.
You're referring to me, yes?
You're the man. This is a joke, is it? He's your great and terrible bounty. You know there's still time to drop out before you humiliate yourself in front of the masses.
Say what you wish. He is one of us. 'Tis not his head we are offering.
Truly? You're allied with a wanted criminal? Are you all mad? Oh, your public humiliation will be quite a sight. Come, Hector.
Well, he seems to take good care of his dog, at least.
And that was?
A candidate and one of Luis's henchmen. We don't exactly see eye to eye.
Confound it. No damn parking spaces left. Well, let's look for somewhere a bit less unpleasantly populated.
I thought we just ran these things and, like, sort of sat them wherever the hell we wanted to. That's what we've been doing the last few times. I didn't even know these things had designated parking areas.
tomorrow is finally the exhibition to present all the heads. I really hope Joanna shows up.
You needn't all sleep here tonight, you know? I can stay and wait for the cavalry. Got to give the old girl a tune-up anyway, don't I?
'Tis much appreciated. In that case, we should look for an inn about the city. Ah, and we must sample the local delights. They've far better seafood than in the capital.
This capital's in a desert. So, what seafood have you been eating in the capital, Hulkenberg? That's a disconcerting thing to think about.
I can't wait.
To stop for rest, surrounded by fine food, is an uncommon
Got
blessing.
people outside, like, blowing snow because there's snow everywhere.
If you're sure, Nearest, then we'll leave it to you.
Sounds like they're doing it with a lawnmower, honestly.
I long for a proper bed.
So be it. Let's find ourselves some lodging.
Is Heisman gonna steal your bed again? Possibly.
Really?
This is a joy!
Okay, find an inn is our current quest. Fantastic. Look at all these... Hey, look, I can talk to that weird reporter guy.
Hello?
Sorry, Gauntlet Runner, so I assume you're a candidate? Do you... As you will, sir, but please conduct yourself with some propriety. If you had so many ruffians sweeping in here claiming to be candidates attending the exhibition. And then there's Louis. Can't we all give it a rest? Why do I have to sit here wondering if all the extra guards will be enough?
This is a joy!
Don't worry, Mysterious Skyrock will save us.
blooming hate.
Hey, look, posters. Alright, what are you up to? Hail, young elven candidate. I've been waiting to meet you.
Hey.
You're that town crier, aren't you? The name's Battle. Last we saw each other was just before your scrap the Godot's runner, I believe. What a scene that was. Figure hitching a ride with Godot would be safe, but then you and Glottal both showed up. Yeah, I've kept busy with my candidate interviews since then. Forden most recently. He's who I rode here with.
Good grief.
Look, I know it's me saying this, but be careful out there. Crown's bureaucracy will do whatever it takes to win, you know? They're reckless with their runners, too. Usually they'd stop and camp during the nights, but not them. They just kept running.
Huh?
No way, they didn't rest at all? Yep, an easy trick when you got God's grace, plus loads of money and people, with the Sanctifex surely has. Okay. That he's brought us quite something, too. If you want to outshine him, you'll need quite the plan.
This fellow.
But I can tell, you've got something up your sleeve. It's kind of stupid. We're looking forward to seeing it unfold, my young elden friend. Great. Fantastic. Until not too long ago, I was a wanted man, but if I'm with you, the inns might reject us outright. Great. Shouldn't we get Stroll or... We should probably get Stroll to be doing this. Alright, let's check the market. You are tiny. Very shopkeep. Welcome. Let me just say, I don't sell much here. All I can offer you is medicinal herbs. Sure, I'll take it. I'll go buy one. Here you go. Thanks.
Hey.
Hey, isn't it a little strange the shop only sells one item?
Hey.
If you ain't buying, don't go complaining. Wonder what the secret is. I guess I'll find that out later.
Proper aces.
Alright, I can see the quest marker where I'm supposed to go, but there is a lot of dialogue that I could get. Not actually sure that I want to get all of it, but let's go look at these posters. Who is this? Forden? Yeah, it's Forden.
This?
Have I got any of my posters up in town? Probably not.
This is
Because why would I? That would be strange.
Blooming hate.
Yeah?
Okay,
Hey, mister.
I don't know, we'll talk to you.
How did this happen?
King's Own Face, all the way out here in Brawlhaven. Take his whole bloody palace with him. That's barmy. I mean, yeah, that's... Yeah, no, good way of putting it.
Hello.
Alright, apparently I can talk to this fella.
Need a ride?
Anywhere you want to go, I'll take you to the far bank. So probably the Inn District.
Good choice.
Do I not have to pay this guy?
Say,
How did Hulkenberg beat me here? Oh yeah, no, there's Skyrock.
Whoa!
Can really see the king's face from here, huh? Really, 'twas slowly moving, but it's come to Brawlhaven and was beyond my expectations. Look, he just wanted a vacation. He wanted to, like, see the sights, see the scene. I wonder why I came.
yes.
Do you suspect he keeps a watchful eye on the top candidates? It's evident that we're being observed, as we've seen from the Coronation Rock.
Well,
Maybe that's actually for the better. Seeing that thing in the sky might make everyone really think about the kingdom's future.
okay then.
Better get to finding an inn we can stay at. Alright, Hulkenberg, what's up? Okay.
Ridiculous.
Let's see. We've got a bunch of different inns here, it looks like, are being queued up. What are you up to? You're in the tournament too? Huh? Strange seeing Elda involved. Oh, speaking of strange, I hear there's a pagan candidate in the competition now too. He's got no chance of winning. Of course, the church won't stand for it. Sanctus pagans are like chalk and cheese. They'll never get along. Is there something specific about chalk and cheese? I feel like any rock in general would not go well. Hey, Stroll. There's more. Dean turns away all who are not of the nobility. It's infuriating. Please don't take this the wrong way, but I do not. Do I no longer look the part? Not really. You look like you're from Attack on Titan. So they're definitely going to turn me down, then. Let me in. Loveless's poster. A bar on every block, a flagon in every hand. The next round's on Loveless. What was he thinking trying to become king with a soul like that? I doubt he was thinking. On the other hand, he did make it through the tournament, so we can't write him off. It's a person who's just like, I will get everyone so sloshed that they will not realize that everything has gone entirely to pot.
Oh, this blooming heat.
Hey there!
Oh, it's you. I saw you in Martyra, didn't I? Another participant in the tournament, right? Are you planning to stay in this inn? Unfortunately, there aren't any beds left. Because the exhibition, everyone's full up. After I told myself I was going to make sure to stay somewhere nice this time, too.
I see.
That's so. If this place is no good, we'll have to look somewhere else. But wait, that Gauntlet runner of yours, the one you had parked in the middle of Martyra. Hey, come on, what sort of technology does it use? Let me in on it, too. I don't really know.
What?
What a shame, you got inside without even knowing how it works. Your group must have quite a talented engineer. Yes, he is. Just so you know, I'm participating too. I've got a real Gauntlet runner of my own and everything. That means that if you're stubborn and refuse to tell me, I can make you do it by force. Going to bonk me with the hammer, huh? Go ask Neurus, he actually knows what he's talking about. If you talk to me, you're just going to end up getting a situation where, like, obviously I don't know what's going on. Alright.
Hey!
Look who's here. You're that Elda fella from Martyra, ain't ya? Guess we both got ourselves marked for the exhibition. Were you hoping to stay at the stand? Sorry to disappoint you, if so, because I just got tossed out in my ear by the innkeeper. Are you sure that's not because you're drunk? The set's already full, and the one calling itself the come one, come all in. Pff, some joke, eh? Is there anywhere else to say? 2 other inns nearby, but I'm hardly thrilled with either option. On the other side of the fountain is the Golden Corral Pavilion, where knobby wankers like Ford and stay. There's an inn past the Golden Corral, but that one's twice as pricey.
I guess, but...
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Huh?
Well, okay, so it sounds like literally none of these options here work. Who are you again? Are you a person?
What is it you require?
Who are you again? You truly haven't heard of me? Oh, I'm shocked. And yet, how lucky you are to be granted the privilege of my exquisite form for the first time. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Beauty is all is my creed, and more than anything, a king should be beautiful, should he not? No. Oh, right, this guy. And whichever inn I choose for my beauty rest must be worthy of my resplendent grace. Yes, like this Golden Corral Pavilion. Also, I doubt you have been blessed with wealth enough to enjoy a room at such a lavish place as this. Spider's Den, great. Fantastic.
What do I do?
Back onto the gondola, I guess. Oh, no, it looks like it's down this way. How's it going? I want to hunt for lodging, are you? I've got a spare room available. I won't refuse service to anyone. My rooms are affordable for all. Colonels, persecute tribes? Oh no, I wouldn't dream of turning business
Enjoy
away.
your stay.
Feel free to have a look at the accommodations. We can discuss payments afterwards.
Kind of freaky.
Come look inside. Have a look. Cool. Great. He's not gonna do weird stuff to us in our sleep, is he?
Well, should have figured they'd be out of the upper rooms with all the travelers in town.
I think we'd be legitimately better off in the Gauntlet Runner, guys.
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
Brawlhaven has dumped us into a dirty stable where the cockroaches are just standing there. I think they're even too depressed to move, so... Oh no, he's not depressed.
Did you see that giant bug just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
You should be more worried about the spiders, Gallica, because they're the ones that are going to come after you.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just a insect.
Heisme, don't bats eat insects? I guess that Hulkenberg is the one who eats insects.
Well, listen to you.
All right.
You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut?
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that. Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she will join us?
We have to trust her. We don't have any other choice at this point in time. Or even, like, if we do trust her, like, what if she gets waylaid by monsters on the road and gets murdered, so, you know? Or I guess beaten.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monsters. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
And what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the dais. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory. But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Pretty sure that we wouldn't get that anyway, because I'm also pretty sure that that knight guy in that other town was doing something about that.
Right. We've done what we can do.
I think he said he was
all that's
withdrawing the
left
bounty.
is to keep our chins up and face the competition head on.
Too early yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Every supper could be our last supper, Heisme.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
What are we without beauty? What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected that.
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches. Let's listen in for a bit.
Shouldn't I be doing that too, technically?
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Beauty is power. Lack one, you should lack the other.
Yeah, but that's assuming... You just literally said that's assuming everything else is equal. What if you don't have any skill or talent? All you're saying is that pretty things are pretty, and you haven't said anything else.
When I take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
I'm not sure who gets to decide what constitutes what, honestly.
I love you, Lord Milo! I love you forever!
Soprano voice woman? Is that what a soprano sounds like? Alright.
Well, he has a point about what people tend to follow.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right.
No, that's about par for what you expect from these sort of people.
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
1v1 him in a debate. There's 3 people up there. I'm pretty sure it would turn into some sort of free-for-all brawl.
Enough about appearance. A beautiful face cannot win wars.
Why not? I mean, it can certainly start them.
Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing! When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the Rousant tribe at its head!
I mean, haven't you ever heard of, like, the Iliad? Probably not, actually.
Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command!
Are they, like, in control of the military or something? Alright, well.
Hear, hear! For Rousant pride!
Are you a Rousant?
What pride is there in seizing power by force? Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men! We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open!
Do you have anything in your wallet?
Those who thought to tilt the world with their heavy coffers will be a head lighter! We'll split their fortunes and toast to our health!
Preach it, Katharina! You're just what this land needs!
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Not necessarily.
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
Those are the strong people? Well, that explains Hulkenberg.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Louis.
Young gladiator, isn't that just...
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor Blight is afraid of losing to Sanctifex Forden.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel.
You're supposed to think for yourself and not let the people sway you with their idiocy.
'Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
I bet they have. You probably just were, like, thinking it was just weird gossip because that was probably happening all the time.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
Isn't that my job? I thought I was supposed to debate these people. That's a nice pond in the middle, although I wonder why they've got the fish, like, going around in, like, those circles like that.
When I'm king,
everyone's here.
Pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every hand. All you can drink, all year round.
Woo! Next round's on Loveless.
Let fools be content with their fool dreams. Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Weren't you gonna give it over to Louis?
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Louis's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your master.
Always about that goddamn Louis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Oh, are you running independent now? That's kind of funny. You look familiar.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there? He's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too?
Well, strike me down, you're right. Never seen one of you blokes before.
Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
I am actually curious as to, like, are there any other Elda? Maybe I'm the only one.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain?
Do you know the old black rum? The hell is that thing? When was that in the tank? Caught some weird, creepy creature.
Is that really edible? It doesn't look quite, natural.
By all means, let us try it.
Did she even look at it?
Why, 'tis...
Why is it still moving?
'Tis delicious! The aroma of the sea simply floods the mouth. Ah, and what splendid crunch it has.
I feel like their preparation is going to have been bad if it's got like those weird miasmas sort of coming off of it while still twitching. Because, you know, if it's that fresh, like the only reason it would have that sort of weird miasma is if like some of the internal organs that were not supposed to be ruptured were ruptured.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
At least we'll die together.
Oh, well, I was the one who suggested fishing. Right. The noble thing to do is see it through. Oh, it's rather slimy for my liking.
Dipped it in poison. just for spice.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, might you not at least sear it first?
'Tis fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
I mean, you know, it's just sushi, it's fine.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me.
Couldn't forget.
Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martyra, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
I had to do
With a
something.
problem like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon.
Stroll, this is your thinking, so you have to deal with this.
So, do you have a head ready?
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose.
Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party.
I like how Hulkenberg's bowl's virtually empty.
I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, all right?
Yeah, I like this Batlin fella.
That cry is an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
I kind of get the feeling like that fish is alive. Like, that they did is they just, you know, took a knife and they, like, split open its, like, outsides and then just scooped out some of its innards into each person's bowl. And it's like, oh god, end my suffering, please.
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought a head. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on. Keep it under your hats, chums. But his power may rival Count Luis. I think he's just the ingredient we need to spice this race up a bit.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
He's still in a pub, isn't he?
You wound me. Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
Joanna and Barden should reach the city by morning. How are they getting here? And I imagine they'll aim to find us in our Gauntlet Runner. Neros ought to be there to greet them. When the day dawns, we should head to the Gauntlet Runner. Rest up for tomorrow, okay.
Eesh.
The other candidates' speeches seem practically identical. I'd not trust those types of the country myself. Is no one who would truly rival Louis or Forden? Lou?
My apologies.
I have a favor to ask you. Would you mind lending me any unused blankets? Sure. For defense, you understand, just in case. Otherwise, while sleeping, I'll be unprotected against a bug. Aizme, I need to teach you what bats eat. Apologies. Maybe he's a purely fruit-eating bat. Against bugs, I want no contact with them whatsoever, awake or asleep, so I thought I might bundle myself in blankets at night. Yes, I know this place is warm as it is. Yes, I'm prepared for the inevitable night sweats. Nevertheless, I'd be grateful to have any spare blankets. Anything to protect myself from bugs. Brylehaven is positively rife with tourists. I myself have long awaited the delicacies here, and indeed, it was so delicious I wanted to eat every fish in the restaurant's tank. Fish so fresh it still reels in the mouth. Now that's a port city specialty. I have had that before. It's not really any better or worse than any other kind of sushi. What's that like about it? You don't find it appetizing? It's fine. Usually incredibly ridiculously overpriced. For no good reason, honestly.
Look at that.
Why don't we just get Hulkenberg to eat any bugs that go threaten Heisenberg? Heisme.
Time marches on, and the age of a new
fusion
king
between
draws
like
nearer.
Hulkenberg and Heisme is Heisenberg, so you know that's interesting to think about. God damn it!
The man's sloshed again.
What happened to waiting for our guests? You utter buffoon! Is this why you volunteered to stay behind?
Seems like Joanna and Barden aren't here yet.
Oh, I feared this might happen. And we've no other head to offer the judges. It's a precarious position.
I mean, if you get their collective IQs together, you probably still actually don't reach that point, so, you know, they'll come.
No. They'll come.
Ah! I'm going to splash some water on my face.
And Eurus's while you're at it.
What? My sincerest apologies. I wasn't expecting anyone to come in.
How did you come to be here? Explain yourself!
Is something the matter, Barden?
They were here the whole time?
I'm so terribly sorry. We heard the Gauntlet Runner had a washroom, so we thought we'd freshen up a bit. I bathed first and was resting in the back room, contemplating my final day as a sanctoress.
Sir Nuris over there very decently let us in to wash up.
I couldn't stand it, old thing. Her heart would bring any right-thinking man to tears. Could have run like a bally thief in the night, but here she is, washing away her sins.
Nearest, can't you tell us things before we jump to weird conclusions? And also, couldn't you not be drunk?
It was more than a chap could bear, I say. Needed a drop of the grape and grain just to get myself through it.
The bottle's barely any emptier. Was a drop really all it took to get you drunk?
Oh, please do not blame the poor man. Talking to him has eased my heart for the trials to come.
You'd say this group clears most Persona groups' IQ? No, the Persona groups have like that weird situation where like the average is dramatically brought down by a small number of people who are incredible dumbasses, and then the rest of them are pretty much fine. You know, like...
I cannot let myself betray you and regress to my vile delusions. I only sought to atone with myself before my sins are duly punished.
The only smart person here is probably Nuris.
I understand. Thank you for coming. Then, as we agreed, please confess before the crowd when the time comes. To be honest, I'm hesitant to turn you in now you've genuinely decided to repent. I mean, we're hardly icons of virtue ourselves.
Speak for yourself, Stroll. I've done nothing wrong.
In fairness, you're a woman of status, and it'll be a big crowd. We're not looking to instigate a public stoning here.
Aren't we?
You can explain yourself freely, in your own words. We can't ask anything more than that.
Thank you. Truly, I've felt so much more at peace since last we spoke. The fog has only cleared further, giving me clarity of purpose.
You guys do remember she murdered like 50 kids, right?
A fog, huh?
Thank you for everything. I do hope you win the throne.
Not what we're... I'd
really rather not be king. If it were up to me.
I did not always want to be a lady of a castle, or a sanctoress either. Yet, in some ways, we cannot help but obey our fates. So it must be for you to...
Get in the throne, Shinji. Pilot the Sky Mech. Or whatever the hell that face is.
It seems our preparations are set.
Great.
We need only trust that our plans will bear fruit.
Yeah, but our plan is stupid. Alright. Well, if somehow she doesn't get murdered by the crowds or, you know, taken, executed, or literally thrown in jail at the very least.
Thank you all for waiting. The very first round
Gross
of the
miscarriage
tournament
of
for the
justice, honestly,
throne,
but-
the exhibition of the brave, is about to begin. Our monarchs-to-be will now present to the people
guy on
the heads
the
they
Catherine's
see
left.
to demonstrate
Who the shit
their
is that?
power as worthy of the
Why
throne.
does he look like that? What is going on with that guy? The one with the purple fur lining? That is a choice. What the hell? He looks like he's from a different game. Like, there's that guy with the rook thing over his head. Like, that fits in. Like, that makes sense to me. Whatever the hell's going on there, I do not. Alright, whatever.
At a later date, when the second round is announced, the faces on the King's Rock, that is to say, the candidates with the top 20 approval ratings, will pass the first round.
What if Batlin's face showed up there?
20? 'Tis a great many eliminations in but one round.
I mean, if you have to pick, that is probably a good way to do it. Like, figuring out who has a face on the rock is probably a pretty objective way to do the counting.
I was hoping we'd at least make it through the first, but it might not be that simple.
Depending on, like, how objective, I guess, King is, but, you know, maybe he's not.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes to the lineup of all the gorgeous faces at the judges' table, starting with His and Her Highnesses of Oceania and Montario.
Why do we care about their opinions? Get Face Rock to do it.
Oh, it's her ladyship. Lord Montario's here too, eh? And the armor on that fellow over there? A general, is he?
And of course, we have the one, the only, the people's favorite, our guest from the Sanctus Church. Better known as the Miracle Saint, healer of all ills, presenting the lovely Lady Rella Cygnus!
Saint? Who's this? Someone fill me in. I've been literally living in a hole.
A brilliant healer. We've met, though a long time ago. Even as a student, she was already considered the kingdom's best in her field.
Wait, how long ago was he decided to live in a hole for?
Looks like the crowd's on your side, milady. Can you give us a few words about what's on your mind as you take on the judge's mantle?
Well, I'm afraid you've rather got me on the spot. Hello, all. This city sure has, great seafood and, well, sea creatures. Fascinating, aren't they? There's so much we still don't know about them. Oh, I did hear about a legend of some monster in the eastern seas of Oceania. Imagine, the mind races. I'm hoping I can investigate those sightings while I'm here.
Help her out, Batlin.
That's just great, Lady Rella. I'll just stop you there, clock's ticking and all that. But we're thrilled you're enjoying your stay.
I'm glad Batlin came in to help.
Sometimes I can hardly believe you're my sister. Still not much of a public speaker, are you?
You two are sisters?
So she's a saint?
Well, she seems like a nice enough lady.
We'd better stop worrying about her and focus on ourselves. I don't see Luis anywhere, but I bet he's got eyes in the crowd.
Now, the time has come. Let the exhibition of the brave begin! First up is a respected gentleman of the church, Guido, the head of the monk soldiers of the Crown Theocracy!
He brought a big fish. That is not impressive at all. That wouldn't even be that impressive in real life.
I've no taste for needless killing. Therefore, I chose a mark with meat, abundant and edible. After the judging, it will be served in a banquet for the poor.
Who wants to bet he bought this at the fish market here?
A stand-up fellow, my good people! Strength and compassion in one package! Now, is there anyone who can top this?
Shouldn't they put some ice on that or something?
I can.
And we have a challenger! Second in line is the church's direct opposition, the spearhead of Count Louis's supporters, Gladel the Black Hound!
One look at the head and I know what you're thinking. Bit small, isn't it? Well, I can bloody well tell you I'm not like this smarmy git who fished up his dinner. I'll tell you what this is. Behold, the head of a hideous human!
Could be.
Where's your proof?
Why are we asking him that? Like, me, who cares? It could be. We've beaten like 50 of those things.
Yes, the young sod's right. How do we know that's really a human?
Because it's a featherless biped.
What drivel? Look at the thing! You think a normal beast could have a face like this?
Probably, yeah.
Probably just made the damn thing yourself.
I'm not going to accuse him of having made that.
Oh, useless as ever. Did it never occur to him that the average citizen has never seen a human?
Yeah, I was kind of figuring he'd probably spot on. They're not that hard to kill.
Now, everyone, let's have a little composure, please. Candidate Gladel, we're very much obliged. You may step down.
Didn't have the right kind of impact there.
Now, on to the next!
Stroll's just sabotaging him. Yeah, but I mean, he's not doing that well to begin with. You don't need to, like, kick the guy. Did everyone just go fishing? What the hell?
The size of that thing. Was that the monster of the Eastern Sea?
Someone took the beastie down. Who did the deed?
I'd heard tell of a monster tormenting the people of this beautiful port city. I could do no less than grant them respite from their suffering. Such is the duty of those with power.
Who expected anything less? His Eminence Borden is simply in another class. Suddenly the critics have all gone quiet. All I hear is gratitude.
Borden's trophy is more impressive than I expected. How are we going to make a stronger impression than that?
It's fine.
It'll be fine.
We've got protagonism on our side.
If he'd gone after us, the reaction would mean we'd have been written off no matter what we presented. Let's count ourselves lucky and trust in our strategy.
Get some... What is our strategy against Stroll? Not have a head?
Now, no dirty looks, you lot. Next is the Pagan Assassin's Prize. Let's see what head we've got now.
Are we not going to get to see all these?
Thank you, Candidate Julian, for that helpful, exhaustive, and I think exhausting explanation. Whew. Now, we've had quite a succession up here, but our last is coming up now. This should wrap up our show. Now, if the last candidate, the Elden Boy, would please join us on the stage.
Where's their head?
Your pardon, madam, but would you happen to be the Lady of Martyra? Joanna, the Sanctoress?
Oh, that one actually just knows her off heart. That's kind of impressive, actually.
Indeed. The head they've brought is mine.
The impudence. You dare offer an honored lady of the church before these judges? This is not to be borne.
I've got something to say to you too. That you chief there. Isn't that Heismay? The same damn criminal you were supposed to be chasing?
Glottal, why do you care?
That's the infamous Heismay. The huge chief of all things.
This. After we saved your hide on the road.
Silence! He may be a former knight, But now he's a heinous criminal who stooped to kidnapping. Anyone who claims themselves his ally should be disqualified on the spot.
Do you not remember the actions of that guy whose clothes you stole?
Please, wait. I have something I must confess to you all. You speak of the kidnappings that terrorized my home, Martira. I am here to confess that the true culprit behind those atrocities was me. I was the caretaker of a hideous human in the basement of my castle. And to feed it, I abducted the innocent people of my own city.
Well, you also fed that what's-his-name guy, and he wasn't innocent, so that's fine.
What? Absurd! Speak sense, woman!
Master Heisme is innocent in all this. He was framed for crimes performed by my hand and in my name.
And I, Barden, captain of Martira's Guard Corps, stand to vouch for all that she said.
Just so. It was this young candidate who killed that human, cleared me of the false charges, and dispelled the shadow over Martira.
Thus, here I stand. My head is his to offer.
I hope someone asks the question, if you killed the human, why didn't you bring its head?
That's... well, that's quite a turn of events! We have our head, ladies and gentlemen, and it's unlike any we've seen yet!
Honestly, it's pretty normal. Her head looks pretty standard, honestly.
How is this believable? She's an imposter. She's got to be.
Of course. That, or they're putting words in the poor woman's mouth. A sanctoress would never.
What will His Eminence Forden do?
The Honorable Master Godot should know whether I and my words can be trusted.
'Tis true to the last word, isn't it?
Yes, Your Eminence. Without question.
Young candidate, you have done well to bring about her repentance. Now, justice must be rendered.
What? Right here and now?
What did you expect?
Your Eminence, a moment!
Thank you for your concern. But I have no objections. For a sinner like me, to confess the truth to the people has already been more than I deserve. O new king, it is my hope that you will rid the world of its twisted prejudices and common cruelties. Please, lead this country armed with the truth.
I will. I promise.
Neither option is, I don't actually want to be king, please stop this. It's not a very good executioner's weapon, if I'm totally honest with you.
Well, folks, sometimes that's just how the curtain falls.
You're having a real hard time with this one. I thought you would have been able to spin this a little bit better there, Batlin.
If Sanctifex Forden turned in the biggest head, then our dark horse here has certainly turned in the heaviest. What an upset, ladies and gents! Who could see this coming?
Those crazy kids have done it again.
What a show!
Oh no, we're not on the oh no. We're only ranked 49. Well, we're out of the race, it looks like. Game done, we can go home now.
Barden just departed, wishing everyone well. I suppose he aims to reach Martira before Joanna's confession does.
And Forden himself. I hardly expected the man to make himself so visible.
Kinda needed to.
Likely his attempt at redirection. Keeps the blame from falling on him and the church. Can't say it didn't work. I'm certainly not blameless in this either. It was my suggestion to make an impression by foregoing the pursuit of a monster's head in favor of a person's.
I guess, but...
Nevertheless, the Lady Joanna entrusted her final wishes to us, and we mustn't betray them.
You guys do remember that she's, like, literally a serial killer.
All we can do, really.
Not bad, pups.
We were passing on the course of a human hunt. You gave a most distinctive showing.
I suppose you're worth introducing ourselves to. I'm Fidelio, that's Basilio. Luis's right-hand men, see?
I see that you're the left-hand one, actually.
And now you walk with a Ujif at your side. Each ally of a different tribe. Fascinating.
Better to have dependable friends than familiar ones. Something we've got in common.
Not only did you expose a failing of the Sanctus Church, but you dared to bring her alive so Forden himself could do the grisly part before all his flock.
Apparently we thought that she was just gonna be, like, fine, apparently? I don't know.
That was not our intent.
Yeah, our intent is we're all apparently dumbasses.
Oh, same idea, yeah? A real person's head gets more eyes on you than some decapitated beast. And now, you're the names on everyone's lips, aren't you?
No, that doesn't make it okay. Because, don't forget, I am also a victim of racism, and I have not murdered 50 people.
No. We only read it wrong.
And you weren't afraid to make an enemy of the Church to do it.
Hey, I'm an enemy of the Church just by existing, man.
It's quite a feat for a no-name candidate to so deftly rub Forden's face in the dirt. A wake-up call, I'm sure, for those who only know his honeyed words.
Oh, Lord Luis, we really should be going.
Relax. They're in the middle of a conversation.
I like a show of strength as much as the next girl, but I do so hate violent spectacles. A view from the sky sounds so much more enchanting.
So this is what's become of Luis. There was something eerie to him even as a lad, but I'd never expected him to reach such heights.
Do you suppose we have his attention?
You're allowed 50 kills per act of racism from the small child? Oh man, I can kill so many people.
Last time, he told us we had to demonstrate our power first. I'd like to think that if he went out of his way to talk to us, that's something we earned.
Oh, loves. I've got a message from Count Luis. He says he'll be sending a messenger along soon, so stay in the city, would you?
Is he gonna have us killed?
And I have to say, I might not want to let you out of my sight either.
Oh, you're gonna kill me, okay.
Master Luis? Master Luis was just here. What happened?
Well, he just left. You weren't told?
We'd better be getting back as well.
Kill the guy.
Damn it. What's so special about those fools?
Literally nothing. Better up your game, man. You're losing to a bunch of idiots.
Luis is having a go for Popeye, eh? Are you officially all flunkies in arms now, then?
Might be a trap.
It might be a trap.
Don't get cold feet now. We knew going in that any plan to win his favor would be dangerous.
We have finally taken the first step in saving His Highness the Prince. If we can get the formula, then we yet have a chance of lifting the curse.
How fares His Highness, anyway? He still fights?
I took a look in the Farsight mirror a while ago. He's still asleep. But nothing's changed about his condition.
I thought this was supposed to be a much more dire sort of curse thing that was about to kill him imminently, but apparently we got time.
And do we know where this formula is?
We don't even know if it exists, Heisme.
No, but he's bound to keep it somewhere secret if it's evidence linking him to the assassination. Still, a formula would be useless unless it's within arm's reach for emergencies.
If it's something he'd keep close, then...
Do I want to do the insane answer that's potentially correct? I'll do the insane answer.
Maybe he's engraved it directly on his body.
Yeah, somehow I doubt he'd literally carve incriminating evidence onto his skin. It'd be backwards in a mirror besides. It's more likely to be in his runner.
Do you really suppose it would be in the runner he uses even today? The incident was near a decade ago.
It's as good a chance as any. Getting inside would be a pain for anyone else, including us.
He said he would send a messenger. Perhaps it would be wise to wait until we've heard his missive.
Good point. Let's just wait for word then.
Joanna, a backwater sanctuarist denies me my moment of triumph. She defiles the very church itself.
Well, she is dead, so, you know, nothing you can do about that now.
Oh, and naturally it was an elder of all people who stood her before me. Will that benighted tribe never stop dogging my heels?
Are there any other ones?
An idea occurs, Your Eminence. For the tournament's next challenge, let us center the competition on a show of piety. Make them prove their Sanctus faith. After all, Sanctism is the state religion. It would be the barest of leaps to suggest that loyalty to the church is loyalty to the state.
I wonder if the, like, giant head would allow that, given the circumstances in the state that it made, where it's saying that it doesn't matter if you're Sanctus or not.
I assume you have a plan?
Altaberry's our next destination. The very seat of the faith outside the capital. I thought we might propose another hunt. This time for relics.
Ah, the so-called divine relics. Those false idols the pagans consider relics of their gods.
What need does the world have for gods beyond ours? Soon, they will talk of nothing but how to win the Sanctus Church's favor. Your Eminence's influence would be sure to reach even greater heights.
And in the pagan lands, the greedier candidates will plunder and pillage for idols as they see fit. Fine footholds for our missionaries, all without getting our hands dirty.
No, I'm pretty sure that people would put two and two together and figure out to blame you guys.
The collection of divine relics should be a spectacle held on Saint's Day. Our divine right will be undeniable.
This is going to backfire for Forden in some sort of bizarre way that's, like, incomprehensible.
Once I take the throne, I will re-establish that these relics originally belonged to the Sanctus Church, and that they were ransacked from us in the course of history.
Your Eminence, on that day, I should be grateful to be honored with a proper title.
Head doesn't care about the tournament at all? Potentially, yeah. Doesn't this guy already have a title?
Say no more. A concession only fair for the right hand of the Sanctifex.
If that guy doesn't have some sort of, like, official position within the church, that would be very strange.
Ever at your service. You do not bow your head.
Oh, humblest apologies.
What troubles you, my child?
Well, my concern would be about the risks involved. Some theories suggest even the royal scepter was originally one of these relics. In the unlikely event that a divine relic were to be found to nullify the king's magic...
Well, he's second and he hasn't joined the tournament, yeah.
If such a relic existed, it would have been found long ago. You burden yourself with such fears. All you need to do is be a good saint. Smile, wave, and bless.
Get the feeling like she might be a future party member then.
Rella,
although probably not.
You are to return to the royal capital and gather the people under my banner.
So we already have that. He's head of the monk army, but yeah, he's not like... He's got to have some kind of title though, right?
Understood.
What do he means by proper title?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hello? A word. Some odd blighter left a letter for you last night. Said he was Louis's man. Night Prowler, today, come. Bit curt, if I'm honest. Hardly diplomatic. Seems like this night prowler place is some sort of pub or club. But do you know where it is?
On the city's outskirts. Seemed fairly dingy to my eyes. I can't imagine Luis at a haunt like that.
You think it's a trap? Maybe he's caught on to us?
If he wanted to trap us, I doubt he would make it so obvious. Though that doesn't guarantee our safety there, of course.
We have little other option but to show up.
I'll hang about in the runner. Keep myself busy with tinkering. Let me know if you talk yourself onto Luis's craft, eh?
Right then. Let's be off to this night prowler.
Raining, huh? Thunder and lightning.
Let's hurry.
Oi there!
Got two different
Well
markers.
met, eh?
Interesting.
Wonderful.
Must be two gondolas, I guess?
Aha.
Is that what it is?
Rain. What am I gonna do? Eh?
Yeah, it looks like it's just two different gondolas. Okay. Don't see any additional stores or anything like that. Let's get going, I guess.
How's it going?
I'll handle it.
You know, a lot of people out and about given the foulness of the weather. What the hell? Odd place for an inn. This looks like it'd be a definite tourist trap.
Well, look who it is. Appreciate you coming out.
Fidelio does look at home in this sort of place.
So it was you two.
You expected us to roll out the red carpet right into our headquarters. Consider this a pre-show. Still, you really are just a kid, aren't you?
Rich coming from you there.
And you're one to talk?
Thanks, Gallica.
I wouldn't go having a laugh at me big brother's expense. That's when I get to step in. Make some points for me own, like.
Like, so what? Is he just like a runt or something?
You are brothers. And he is the elder?
And here I thought the Magnus brothers' name was making the rounds. Shame that. It's fine. First offense and all won't kill you yet. Besides, Lord Luis has taken quite a shine to you lot. Before we let you see him, I have a question. I want you to think long and hard before you answer, right?
Getting sinister looks from the whole pub. We could take him.
What kind of king are you selling yourself to be exactly? Go on, let's have the pitch.
Let's see here. I think all of these are kind of interesting answers. This is the sort of one that's like, I would do this regardless of whether I was king or not. And this would be part of that, because, like, all tribes would be people who, you know, you'd help all of them anyway. And I also don't want to be king, so it's kind of all of these. Can I say all of the above? Where's all of the above? Given who these people are, I'm going to say this one, see if that works.
I'd treat all tribes equally.
Just like Lord Luis.
All right, a bit much, ease off. You know there's a big difference between meritocracy and equality. You're not doing yourself any favors here, are you?
Let's drop the pretenses, shall we? We were all about impressing Luis, and we've done that. You're all about results, aren't you?
You'll answer the question from me too. Why do you want to serve Master Luis? No lies now.
Definitely not that.
I don't like Forden or his church.
Too right. They have no idea what justice is. Ah, but you had a sanctoress publicly executed so you could get ahead. Not in a position to moralize, are you?
Well, apparently we're idiots and didn't think she'd get executed.
We don't expect everyone to take our side. We're just here to right wrongs, that's all.
Huh. Whatever. You got some brass to you, I'll give you that much. Already got more accomplished than that Gladel ever did. You seem like the types to make yourselves useful.
Not many get Ardel's blessing. It's worth celebrating that. For now, you're in.
What are we in?
Someone like you should already know what it's like. The minority tribes face walls and barriers everywhere they look in society. Our greatest hope rides with Master Luis. We'll do whatever it takes to make him king, and starting today, so will you. Come on then. Master Luis is waiting for you inside his gauntlet runner, the Caradrius.
Is that an actual gauntlet runner, or is that the one that flies?
And no funny business up there, yeah? Nothing gets past the King's magic, and Lord Luis is one of the top candidates. We've captured some, 10 odd assassins now? Lord Luis uses them for magic experiments, and, well, you know how that ends.
Still, these guys both have kind of like Londoner accents.
We finally have access to Luis's headquarters.
It's a valuable opportunity. Ideally, while most of our group is meeting with Luis, someone else can do a quick search inside.
Heismay should do the search.
Wait, me?
Gallico's a good choice as well, but, you know, I do think that Heismay is actually probably better at it.
There's no one more suitable. Anyone else, and he'd question their absence.
You're putting a solo infiltration on my tiny shoulders? But fine, I'll do it.
Once we're in the Skyrunner, we'll assess the situation, then deal with our own tasks.
You like their voice actors?
So?
They work well. They do seem like criminals.
Hello there.
And they are probably supposed to sound like criminals.
Incredible.
This runner really is huge.
Hey!
Oh, wait, over there. Keep your heads out of the clouds, will ya?
Sam!
Bumpkins can fawn over the Caradrius all you want later. You won't be flying for a good while anyway, what with soiree and all. Soiree?
Huh.
What's that? It's probably like a sherbet. Hey Vass, how about we don't go telling them anything they don't need to know? We aren't officially friends yet. Yeah, it's right, we haven't shaken hands yet. Now follow me, I'll give you the grand tour.
Got it.
Oh, and a friendly warning, be on your best behavior. You try anything clever, you're dead on the spot. Make a rude comment to Lord Luis, dead on the spot. Got it? I am very sarcastic. This will be very difficult for me. Not shy about making threats. We'll stay on his good side, okay?
Seriously.
It's not test his patience then, eh? Lord Luis is in the reception room, and you don't want to keep him waiting.
We're off.
Where? This way?
Check this out.
What's she saying check this out for? I don't see it personally. Stroll, what are you doing?
If I may.
Liddell comes through here an awful lot. You know him, don't you? One of Louis' faction candidates. Sometimes he's got the beast of a dog with him, too. Sad to see a man with a temper like that with, like his with a pet. But when, you know, he's sweet on that dog. Yeah, I could tell. Somewhere at the bottom of his black heart, he thinks that dog's cute or something. Strange thing he ever did see.
Indeed.
Serena bears more in common with the castle than carriage. I can hardly imagine what its interior must be like. Let's have it fight the Skyface.
Understood.
It's impossible to discern how much trust the brothers will afford us. Keeping our guard up around them, keeping our guard up around them will be crucial.
Got it.
And here we are. Go on in.
I'm leaving.
Don't wander off until you get used to it. This place can be a real maze. Well, I guess I'm doomed then.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, there are so many soldiers here. I suppose we should have expected so much from Louis' stronghold. I feel like we're always being watched.
Well...
Like it or not, an elder recruit is always going to stand out, but we're on the same side as all of them for now, so stand tall.
And yet...
Oi! What you need?
You new guy? Hang on a minute, you're an Elda? Well, ain't that a rare sight. Just do your level best, alright? We ain't shy about casting off those who aren't strong enough to keep up, so be sure you pull your weight, you hear? Is that a racism I heard?
Hello there.
Do you hear what happened at the exhibition? Some Elda kid showed up before them, they say. Apparently Lord Luis loved it. That kid's going places, I can tell you that.
You're not serious.
Look at that.
Damn, is it true? Did Gluttle really show up at the exhibition with the head of a human in hand? Yeah, but the head was so small that hardly anyone noticed. Makes you wonder what the hell the point was.
Hey!
See, I saw the exhibition. You put on quite the show, eh? We gave the Sanctus what for, and you're one of us now, aren't you? Well, cheers to new friends. We haven't shaken hands yet. Skyface clearly no death. The reception room is on the top floor. This lift will get you there.
What in the...
What was that? Ha, happens to everyone. Is that some kind of magic-controlled locking mechanism? Keeps suspicious elements out. You know, the bastards pretending they runs when they're actually assassins.
I see.
Seems like a secure system. I see you need to get a key to get around.
Yeah.
There's different types of keys for different areas. Only a select few ranking soldiers have them. So we're going to have to murder specific soldiers to get specific keys. Got it. You want to walk freely around the runner, and then you're going to have to move up our ranks a bit first. Oh, sure, we could do that too.
Evidently.
Keys are only given to ranking soldiers, so navigating the place may prove difficult without those in our possession. We will need to acquire them then. Boy, already trading treacherous whispers amongst yourself, eh? Quit the gossip and get on already.
Oh, nice!
It's much bigger than I thought. I almost forgot we're inside Gauntlet Runner. Quit looking around so much.
Huh.
Now, what have we got here? Are we letting schoolboys in the ranks now? These kids are our new recruits? So that's all it took, eh? A little show at the exhibition. Used to be you'd have to prove yourself before you could stand with the Count's men.
No.
You got Lord Luis's approval. If that's not enough for you, I'd keep it to yourself before someone knocks you off that pedestal.
What's the meaning of this?
What? These peasants against me? Please, I'm a bloody sergeant. We can sell this right here, right now. They'll be wiping off the walls.
Don't even try it.
Oh, leave it out, Xanth. Get your arse back to your posts. That's an order.
Understood?
Just get this through your tiny heads. Power is everything around here. I give you 3 days at most till you run home, tails between your legs. I don't have a tail. Do I look like Fidelius to you?
Seriously.
Just gonna stand there or are you gonna move? Come on. Aren't you guiding us? I have to wait till you move.
Here?
And this will be Lord Luis's quarters? Just a reception room, last. He'd have to show a pack of strangers straight to his private quarters, wouldn't he? I also am not really interested in seeing his bedroom. I don't know why we would do that.
All right.
Lord Luis is waiting inside. Enter.
Hey.
Guess that's my cue. I'll try looking around for the Sith formula. Be careful, lots of sharp eyes about. I'll try. You all stay safe too. See you soon, I hope.
A beautiful city, Brylehaven. But it is its identity I truly respect. Oceana's navy might well have won them the Annex War, if Ukrainia hadn't chosen to forgo their honor and launch an opportunist attack in the wake of a storm. Even now, united in the kingdom, their pride in their power is what keeps this city alive. You wish to join my ranks. I need ask little else. Instead, I would hear what you wish to know most. Ask and I will answer. That is why I've bid you come here.
Here we go.
This one is very funny, but also incredibly stupid. This one seems like it would give us away, so I'll say this one.
How do you plan on winning against Forden?
I will kill him. Not that my victory rests on doing so. That man and Sanctism both are malignant tumors in this country's flesh and must be excised to save it.
You do realize you're gonna get rocked by the Skyface, right?
Aren't candidates protected by the king's magic?
The king is not a god. There is always a way.
I don't know, he looks pretty godlike. He's a good antagonist? Well, what's interesting here is maybe he's actually thinking of, will he go punch out Skyface with his thing? So maybe we find out if you're right about your Skyface clears no diff thing.
It is clear no small conviction drives you. Perhaps keeping you close will prove useful. You, assembled company, I hereby permit you to enter my service.
We are much obliged.
Hell's that thing?
This is a heart of magic silver. Cut your finger and let the blood fall. A proper rite of loyalty. Shows how all our blood flows through the same heart.
This sounds like a great way to get diseases. Do you disinfect this very often?
Watch yourselves, though. If your own heart's not true to our cause, well, it's not just a drop you lose. Might take off a whole limb.
You hesitate.
It's just kind of gross.
Fear and anxiety. They always lead the people astray. But power and order trumps all. That is the crux of my rule.
Seems we have no choice.
Good. It would appear we've passed.
Ha! Look at you, like knock-kneed lambs. Just having a bit of fun with you, eh? You think I'd go to all that effort?
Yes.
On August 13th, I intend to hold a soiree in this city. It seems a fine opportunity for you to make your debut in my retinue.
Very exclusive, see? Only for those good enough to be part of our campaign. You should feel honored.
As my gauntlet runner requires some maintenance, the party shall be held at the feast hall where I'm staying. In the meantime, do as you will.
Wonder how Gallica's search is doing. Well, we've delayed for all of like 10 seconds, so probably not very great.
Only this area feels any different from the rest. I need a key to get in, though. It'd be nice if I could see what's going on in here, too.
Is that boy candidate here already?
Meeting with Count Luis as we speak, I think. Didn't think he'd end up on our side.
I expect we'll run into each other on the job, eh? That said, let's get back to our rounds.
Yikes! They're coming this way! I have to hide!
Quick, Gallica, pretend to be a bug. Can she just, like, fit through the vents? That's actually really funny.
Is this the other side of that door? Never thought it'd lead to a place like this. This area just screams suspicious with all the guards. The formula's gotta be somewhere around here. Is someone coming? Figures they'd show up now. Isn't that the songstress? What is she doing here?
Lady Juna, is something amiss?
I do recall saying I didn't need a personal guard today.
Yes, but this is Luis's personal quarters, and we thought in case you needed...
Well, I don't. You can do your guarding downstairs for today. Do you understand? And, well, I mean, do you really want to be guarding this door when Count Luis returns? Oh, the things you would hear. How awkward for us both.
It'd be very funny if that just did not dissuade either of them. It's like, oh no, that's why we're here.
You mean, idiot, don't make the lady repeat herself. Apologies, my lady. We'll make ourselves scarce.
Close one. Opportunities like this are so few and far between. I've got to get this back in place. Oh, wonderful. How were these arranged again?
A magic spell? Is that the formula?
Tax documents.
Just my luck. I can't carry out something that big, and now I know where it is.
Jolly good! You've got the man's eyes on you. Now that you've sworn fealty, we can get right down in the guts of his Skyrunner.
I worry for Gallica.
We left without her.
We asked too much of her.
Ah, it seems you worried for naught.
I'm back!
How'd you open the door?
Phew. You're clearly bursting with good news, too.
I know, right? I found where the formula is!
You're being a bit too optimistic there, Gallica.
I'm pretty sure I saw the real thing. Even if it wasn't, I'd bet the real one's somewhere in that room.
Masterfully done. We could have asked no better an infiltrator.
Still think Heisme would have done a better job.
That songstress Juno was there too. I'm pretty sure it was Luis's private quarters. So I have to wonder what she was doing there.
Whatever the case, I assume you could lead the way to the room?
Well, yes, but it might be a bit tricky. To get to Luis's quarters, we'd need to go through the crew quarters, then through the starboard corridor, or the port corridor. You need a key to get into each of the divisions. Whoever's in charge at each guard post has one. Luis's private quarters have a special key too. That one's held by the representative on the bridge.
In short, we'll need to pass through 3 blocks. The crew quarters, either the starboard or port corridor, and the bridge.
It looked like he's usually got his quarters under guard. So we'll want to pick a time of day when there'll be less people around.
If we need it less crowded, then how about the night of the soiree? Surely it would be a skeleton crew.
Apparently the soirees will be held at a luxury inn that caters exclusively to the upper class. Soldiers banding his runner are bound to have duties in town that day.
He would have us debut as his supporters on that night. How would we get away with not being present?
We just have to pick somebody who's not important for that.
Maybe if we just excuse ourselves for a short time? We've got plenty of time to prepare. Securing an infiltration route, finding out when it will be less crowded, this is all work we can get done in advance.
So what you're saying, Stroll, is you want us to do Persona 5?
On the night of, Gallica and one other will slip out, swipe the formula, then return by the shortest route possible.
Get Heisme to do this, you assholes who are going to get me to do this.
Have anyone in mind? My hearing makes stealth jobs simple work.
No. I think he'd be our best bet.
Up yours, Stroll.
You would have the guest of honor himself absent?
This is Luis we're talking about. He's bound to notice any absence. If we've lost on that front already, we might as well send our strongest.
I hate you, Stroll.
What do you think? It would be risky as a near-solo infiltration. Are you up to the task?
We'll just have to make it work.
This is a Persona 5 mission for sure. Yeah.
You truly mean that?
Why am I doing this, assholes?
Seriously. We're jumping from tightrope to tightrope here. We'll have to prep our infiltration strategy tomorrow. For now, let's get back to the inn and get some rest.
Still think that I would rather stay at the runner.
That reminds me.
He seemed very proud of his strength.
Yes.
He was rather full of himself. Yes, Sergeant Xanth, was it? Got told to go back to his post, which makes me wonder. He might be in charge of one of the runner's sectors.
I see.
It's be unfortunate. I could tell his strength is formidable to even be near him. Doubt he would simply let us pass. In any case, we should probably rest for today. We can talk in more detail in the morning. Okay.
What now?
Gonna go ahead and save. Rotated it all the way to the bottom already, which is kind of gross, but whatever. Alright. Should I change my class to Thief just for this? Probably not.
Got it?
Don't I have to go back to the other town, like, ages ago? Maybe I already missed those.
Let's rest.
What now?
Okay, I've got 9 days left for these guys, actually. So that's not as bad as I thought it was.
May I speak?
The Prince's Awakening may be nearer than we realize. We've got to make our preparations before that soiree. Songstress has been Luis's private chambers? Not that I would judge her, I suppose. At any rate, the operation begins tomorrow. Rest well tonight. Hulkenberg, are you jealous of Luis? Alright, well, whatever.
Look at that.
If I'm done for the day, should I retire for the night? Yeah, let's rest.
Good night.
Did for which reason?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
You went assassin for thematic for yeah. I wonder if they made it easier if you do that.
Then.
Now, starting today, we need to work on an infiltration route to Luis's private quarters. The issue is those in charge of each area, the ones holding the keys. It would seem they make a formidable lineup. What shall we do? Maybe the simplest option is the best option. Get them alone, beat their key from them, and push forward.
Even so...
If you mean to attack, short, decisive encounter is the order of the day. If they call for reinforcement, we may not fare so well.
Yes.
Luis's subordinates have attained their ranks through martial prowess. If we win their pride, negotiations may still be on the table.
I'm a little worried.
There's a challenge unlike any we've faced so far. Right, a new situation calls for new tactics. We have to build up our strength by hunting bounties alike, or we may end up over our heads. Yeah, we got those other jobs that we had to do, so. Time is of the essence when infiltrating. You need to keep your battles short, defeating the officers with a certain number of turns. All the officers are quite strong, each will require you to be tactical. Gather information about them in town, utilize requests to strengthen your abilities to give yourself a fighting chance.
Then...
Got it.
Okay.
Let's focus.
Oh man, we've got a lot apparently to do in a short amount of time.
Let's head there.
Oi there!
Alright, lots of stuff going around town here. Alright, lady, you've got an exclamation point. That means you're doing something. At this rate, they'll surely die. Must my hands always be stained with the blood of children? What?
Huh?
Sorry? Blood and children? Oh, have I seen you somewhere before? Now that I mention it, I do recall seeing an elder boy at the exhibition, one that looked to be the same ages. They say you've been traveling across the country, helping all those in need. If that's true, may I ask you, then may I ask you for aid as well?
Oh, what a pity.
During a training exercise, the city's guard corps were ambushed by a human. There were many casualties, especially among the youngest recruits. I need special medicine to save them, but shop stocks are exhausted and I can't make it myself, as it requires ingredients found only in a monster-infested forest. Sure, I'll say I'll get them. You'll do it? Truly, I cannot thank you enough. The medicine is derived from a fruit called the dragon thistle berry. I hear it grows in the Gracia forest. Perhaps it would be wise to learn about the monsters that inhabit that place first, and inform it may know more.
If you can help.
I'll need 7. Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
No deadline. Nice. Oh, that was quite a ways away.
This place.
Okay, we're not doing that today, though.
Well met, eh?
What I probably want to do relatively earlier rather than later is get to that,
All right. Where to?
Go to Grand Tread, go into the place that's, like, got deadlines, and do that up for, like, the deadlines lapse. I wonder where the...
How absurd!
Exceeding Sanctress of Joanna, the Sanctus Church fails to see which issues are truly pertinent. It is the truly intellectual creatures that should be protected. Talentless being slaughtered by humans is hardly important. And you're not talentless? Small wonder that fools like you are ignorant to the true nature of talent. Incidentally, are you literate? I find ignorance tremendously vexing, so here, I shall bestow this gift upon you. I received the magical future from Julian. Hey, I got a book. This is a book Julian wrote himself, isn't it? Well, at the end of the day, it's still a book, so why not read The Runner when you're free? Probably because it's garbage.
Wonderful.
Isn't like one of my defining features that I run around with a book? It's probably my bag, though. One of my most charming features is that I run around with a book.
Let's go.
Alright, let's just teleport up to here, I guess. Need to try and pay attention to clocks, which I always ignore. Hello, small child.
Excuse me?
Kindly, boy. Please. Mister, make me your apprentice. Apprentice what? Apprentice, where's this coming from? You're that candidate from the exhibition, right? One of my friends saw and started talking about how cool you were. So I want to be like you, mister. Please let me be your apprentice.
No kidding.
Ah, so that's why, but we can't exactly take a kid like you with us. If you want this friend of yours to notice, I'm sure there's another way, like getting them something they like. I'm quite literate, surprisingly. Why is that surprising?
Yay!
Oh, that might be good. It's my friend's birthday soon, so a gift would be great. 8 flowers from the flower shop. Wait, my friends wouldn't want any old flowers you can get from this city. That's boring. I got it. I'll go exploring outside the city and look for wildflowers. Sure, if you want to get eaten by wild humans. It's way too dangerous for a kid to go wandering out there. Leave it to me. Sure, we'll go pick flowers for you.
If so...
You can become Sora's supporter in turn. Basically, you just gotta cheer him on to help him become king. Yay! Okay, easy. I'll be your supporter, promise. Okay, we have bribed small child into being a supporter of our political campaign. Not sure how I feel about this. My friend's birthday is August 10th.
All right.
Great. Want to stop by St. Fermi's church and ask? Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Increases my tolerance. That's nice. Gab, gab, gab. Okay.
All right then.
There's another exclamation point about this way.
Oi! Say.
Guard was surprised I could sign my name. Sure, but you know, I guess I'm surprisingly illiterate by the standards of like other people dealing with me. But like, you know, as far as I can tell, my character spent all his time like with the prince, and I'd imagine that the prince, you know, forced me to learn how to read or something. I don't know. Damn, those bastards thinking I'm making this up. I definitely saw it. I know I did.
That's
yeah,
how it's gonna be,
I'm in no
is
mood to be gawked at, kid. My teeth are killing me here. Hurts so damn much. I've started seeing tooth monsters. That's right, I'm gonna need my teeth extracted, almost all of them. If only some kind, generous soul would help me. I need a certain item to cure my toothache. If only some kind fellow brings me, I'd give 15,000 reefs. Paying 15,000 for tooth medicine. Fantastic, and you seemed reliable the first time I laid eyes on you. I feel like I've seen you before somewhere else. Right, you were the candidate at that exhibition, and that makes this easy. The thing I need is just a quick jaunt away if you've got a gauntlet runner. Sprite Inundo, the toothbrush of Hygienia. What? Okay. Of course I'll reward you, and you'll have my vote, whatever that's worth. I'll wait for you until August 9th. Any longer, and I really will have to get them all pulled, so please.
Let's give it a shot.
Days left, 17. Yeah, that's plenty of time.
That's where you want to go.
Looks like we could head over to there, and then from there to that other forest, so it's good that we are collecting up the quests.
Ooh.
Makes sense since you're always reading propaganda, but they don't know that, yeah.
Just can't stand it.
Every step just made my teeth hurt even more. You okay there, buddy? Look, I'm not going anywhere. I guess I'll be waiting here. God damn it.
Let's give it a shot.
I think if your teeth hurt this much, getting a toothbrush for you, it's like already too late. Not the biggest expert on like dental hygiene here. I'm no dentist. I'm not, you know, even that 1 in 10 dentist that says that flossing will destroy your teeth or whatever the hell those people are on about. But you know, definitely do think that it's too late for you, man. Okay.
Let's head there right away.
Over here too. All right, what's up?
Greetings.
Well, if it isn't my friend Sora, what a pleasure. But why the face? You're looking at me like I'm a stranger. But you visited Nightprowler. I'm its founder. Even if this is our first time meeting in the flesh, I consider any customer a dear friend. Creepy. Back off a little, man. You're moving kind of fast. What do you even want with us? Thanks, Gallica. Well, I'm hoping you can do some negotiation on my behalf, so I can get my deed back. Tragically, I had to offer it as collateral on a loan, but even after paying my creditor off, I haven't been able to get it back in my hands. The man in question is a respected Ishkia noble, whereas I'm but a humble parapus entrepreneur. I doubt I can count on the law backing me. But he won't treat a high-profile candidate with the same rudeness. That's the kind of man he is. Of course, he'll be compensated for his success. I've got some unusual armor I think you'll find useful, sure. I'm also no negotiator, but I'll handle it. I also know that confidence. I feel emboldened just hearing the words. The noble in question has a certain fondness for, shall we say, blood sport. I don't doubt he's watching a fight as we speak. He's an Ishkia fellow, positively dripping with disdain for us common folk. Can't miss him, I'm sure. Is this the guy that we've dealt with, like, back with a stroll or whatever?
Let's give it a shot.
No deadline, nice. Okay. Might be at the Marino Coliseum at Arena Front Wharf.
All right.
All right, then.
Arena Front Wharf. Maybe because we haven't been there yet. You haven't been to there either.
Goodbye.
What is it?
Why is the weapon store over here? Oh no, wait, that's to get courage. We're gonna have to like jump in the water or something stupid.
Wonder if I could have been one of Lewis's minions myself.
Huh. Another one over here looks like. Hello.
Say there.
I'm in trouble now.
Damn it all, my clients are expecting a delivery soon. These fool horns are already an ideal canvas for my outstanding workmanship. Fool horns? Hey, what's got you hollering like that? I'm simply a craftsman who takes pride in my exacting detail and pure skill. I take monster horns and I engrave them, transforming them into beautiful ornaments. My technique has progressed to the level where these meddling horns can't withstand the intricate level of detail I try to grace them with. They fall apart as I'm working. I do feel like that's a skill issue, man.
Oh, yeah?
That's too bad. If there was a horn that was tough enough to withstand your technique. Oh, but that's the thing. There is a horn worthy of my skill. Apparently within the Forsaken Tower there's a giant called Orgus, whose horn surpasses all others. If that tower is infested with monsters, the ebony horn is basically impossible for a normal person to retrieve. I mean, that is probably what you get it off of, is monsters.
I'm in trouble now.
I think the task can only be completed by someone who demonstrated a great amount of valor at the exhibition of the brave. If only someone like that was about ahem. I guess he saw... I'll say this and he'll be like, no, I said someone who was, you know... Not you. Okay. What's the theatrics? Obviously, you recognize you right away. Whatever, you're going to give us a reward for this, right? Of course. My pockets are overflowing with advance payments from countless patrons of the arts. Like I mentioned, you can find the Orgus from the nest of monsters known as the Forsaken Tower, located north of town. Go to the informants.
Let's give it a shot.
Where is the informant?
Gotta get prepared.
Greatest catch.
Say there.
You're not serious.
Ooh, I could debate somebody, it looks like.
Young man! Young man!
The hell are you? Are you an informant? Mag exchange.
Fancy a look?
What's the exchange rate anyway? 6 to 1? I don't really need the money though.
Young man! Young man!
Now what am I to do?
Okay, so I could debate with this fellow, who I still think looks uncannily like he doesn't belong in this game, but that's fine. Head is looking pretty mag-full, so let's go talk.
Hang on, what if...
See, there's a coronation rock in the city too. I wonder how the rankings are doing. Fordham's in first, Luis is second. Is it just me, or has the gap widened a little bit? That's interesting. Godot's back in third place. Maybe it's because of the increasing fervor over Sanctism. Sure, your name is going around thanks to everyone, everything you've done, so hopefully your face will join theirs soon. Goes up a lot in bad weather. I suppose it all depends on how Louis shows up from here on out. We can't let our guard down yet. Oh, the mag exchange. Yeah, I remember that. I just don't want to do it because I need mag. Yep. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Now what am I to do?
Okay.
All right,
let's see here. Looks like behind us is the
Young man!
place where you can get mercenary requests. Bounties. Storm goes crazy for the multiplier? Interesting.
Look at that.
Look!
Versus Katharina? Yep. Oh hey, you're here too, near the bottom. Gosh, Katharina's still a whole different league, isn't she?
Welcome.
Keeps pestering me to raise your bounty rewards. Can't say no to the best bounty hunters in the country, just don't go slacking now, you've got a bit of a pay raise. I don't need to thank you, I'm sure bounty hunting is calling your name too. Okay, they've added the Fatolich Lamentable Dead. Fatolich? Fatolich?
This is what I've got.
Apparition, who's taking up residence in the cemetery in Brylehaven. Huh. It's not just undead there under this thrall. Seems like it's also compelled a living beast to serve as its bodyguard, so you need to fight both at the same time. Leave it to us then. Regular rain isn't, but storms are. Find the target haunting an old cemetery called the Tomb of Lament. Here, I'll show you where it is.
Show me what you've got.
House of Legends.
Let's do it.
Oh wow, that is way the hell out there. What the heck?
And right there's a labyrinth.
I do feel like you could
Nice
sort of
old
go to
village.
here and then leapfrog over
This
to
place.
like here and then
This
up to
place.
here or something like that. And that would be
Got
like
it.
3 days.
All right then.
Alright, we're supposed to go to an inn.
Let's head there right
I
away.
think it's near here.
Oi there!
Alright, where's the informant?
Well met, eh?
Wonderful. Mapping out your road trip starts to pay off. Yeah, kind of felt like that was going to be the case eventually. Saves time. Here's the informant I feel
Fancy a
like.
bit of info.
Yep. Crew quarters Sergeant Xanth. Oh man, this is expensive.
Fancy a bit of
There's a
info.
man named Sergeant Xanth among Luigi's subordinates. He's the officer in charge of the Sheriff's crew quarters. Naturally, he's a tough customer. What, an acquaintance of yours? You might know this already, but he's a large man wearing armor who holds strength as justice as creed. I hear he was once a competitor at the Coliseum, too.
Just between us.
He's strong, of course, but invulnerable. Rumor is he's weak against burn and poison. Since he's wearing all that armor, it's hard for him to just take it off and deal with those. I'm pretty sure paralysis and stun will work, too. But Luis values power, so while the old battle axe might have some weaknesses, if Luis trusts him, you can bet he's strong as blazes. So, status effects. I kind of hate that, but okay. Starboard Quarter Chief Siva.
Fancy a bit of
That
info.
old fart, or Maintenance Chief Siva, hey? He's in charge of the Starboard Quarter. Can't take a joke because you've never gotten along with him. He's as strong as you'd expect considering the authority he's been given. His magic that repels attacks is especially impressive. Do they mean physical attacks? As you can guess, if you try to physically attack him, it'll bounce right back at you. Okay. But the more you put into it, the more you'll end up
Just
hurting.
between us.
That said, his barrier doesn't repel magic, but magic isn't especially effective either from what I hear. Twin, you'll need to find a way to perform physical attacks without having him bounce back at you. Not that I expect you'll end up fighting him. Huh. How do I do that, I wonder?
Let's see.
This guy sounds like a massive pain in the if we don't prove our skills will be done for. And sees magic that repels physical attacks. We'll have to find some way to dispel that too. Okay, so there's probably a debuff that maybe you need the Faker to have. Port Quarter Master Gleckham.
Fancy a bit of info.
Master Sergeant Gleckham is in charge of the Port Quarter. Quite frankly, he's an absolute loon. Don't tell him I said that, though. I value my life. He's an intense person in a lot of ways, but the way he fights in particular is, as I said, quite mad. He starts yelling like a madman, swinging his axe all around him. You'll want to watch out for it, or it'll daze you. If I recall correctly, the Magic Shop sells equipment that protects against that. Might be worth checking out. Okay, so fixing daze might be easier than the other options.
Just between us.
All the blood rushes to his head, so he falls for being provoked really easily, though. If you bring someone to act as a decoy along, I think you could beat him without much hassle. Ideally you won't have to fight him, but if you do, keep that in
I
mind.
guess so.
So just rage, maybe? There's a skill that would be useful. Can't we use Heismay's ability to like create clones, except for the fact that he doesn't have that ability now that he's joined the party? Well, if we aren't strong enough, our decoy could fall, and our strategy would be ruined. Let's ensure we improve our combat skills before fighting him. That would just be like we use Hulkenberg taunting, I guess. Bridge Juna Devotee Cabio. What? So he's just a super fan?
Fancy a bit of info.
Shrewdrius Helmsman Cabio is stationed on the bridge. He's a fervent supporter of Lady Juna. I have to say, I know how he feels. She acts so sweet and has such a lovely voice. I'm swooning here. I'd almost think she was a goddess.
Come on!
I'm not paying for that. What's his fighting style? Playing to spar with him? Well, he's the only one Luis granted the privilege of being the helmsman among all his minions, so he can bet he's a strong
between
one.
us.
Thanks to that, he's weak to electricity. I heard he had a traumatic experience in a storm once. Why would you make that a person the helmsman? Rumor has it when the weather gets rough, he even turns the steering wheel over to second in command. Pretty solid evidence, isn't it?
Thanks.
Guess we'd better prepare some electric magic then. But he's one of Louis' hand-picked officers, so it might be a tough fight no matter what. I wonder if fighting him on a storm would actually be better. Probably not. Security guard Salva.
Fancy a bit of info?
He's the Shurdris guard chief. Got some business with him? He's not someone you have an opportunity to meet with often. He's the job to patrol the Shurdris, on the lookout for intruders. Chief of security is no pushover. He's a powerful opponent who's earned Louis' trust with his strength. They say he's got an almighty igniter that can damage any foe. It won't be easy to guard against that. That's fine.
Just between us.
Here he's weak to projectiles and lances, so piercing attacks. Maybe his reaction time's slow with wearing that big helmet and all. And that's about it.
I guess so.
Okay. Okay, Avian of Gracia Forest.
Want in on this?
Yeah, Dragon Thistleberry. Kokosato's that lord of the area loves him too, so be careful. Kokosato's unleash terrifying attacks for season opening. Some might even kill you instantly. What the hell? Recommend having magic that hardens your defenses, and I hear it's weak to projectiles, so having those wouldn't hurt either.
Just between us.
Hope your Dragon Thistleberry hunt goes swimmingly.
Got it.
So probably pierce attacks? Ghost of the Tomb Lament.
Want in on this?
Tomb of Lament. Of course I can tell you all about it. Bounty's called Fadolich. I don't know. People say it's a ghost. That's scary enough on its own, but the real horror is how it summons a two-headed beast called a Kaimenza.
Just between us.
It's not just fighting two enemies at once that's the problem. When the Kaimenza's around, Fadolich's attacks get stronger. Oh, that sucks. He uses powerful dark magic, so I heard from a bounty hunter who narrowly escaped from it with his life. Better either prepares ways to protect against magic or use the Kaimenza's weakness, wind, to take it out quickly. At least I expect, seeing as it's a ghost, Fadolich is weak to light. Couldn't hurt to keep that handy.
No kidding.
Okay. There's got Taurus over there, too. Weak to spears and bows. Okay, I think that... Oh, wow. Okay.
Want in on this?
Because most people normally stay away from the Forsaken Tower, it's become a complete den of monsters. Oh my god, why?
It's your call.
Among them, there's a particularly powerful giant called the Orgus.
Just between us.
Be careful when it stores up power. The next attack will hurt. Let's just say keep your defenses up. But I've heard that if you can remove its buff before its next attack, the rampage won't be so bad. Unfortunately, this seems to be weak against dark magic. You best make sure you can use some of that. Okay, ingredients of Oceania.
Cheers.
It's even stands selling meat harvested from monsters and such. Other than that, there's the butcher who sells the marbled bluefin tuna and briny salt from the water shop. The only specialty goods you can get from the village nearby is really mellow milk. It's rare depending on the person, I suppose. Cooked you, I expect that there's more to you than strength. That reminds me, the younger of the Magnus brothers is cooking I've said too much, forget it. So one of them can't cook, okay.
Cheers.
You know the village called Innundo, a little ways up north of here? It might look abandoned at first glance, but there's still shopping to do there. Then again, they sell mostly rusty weapons and armor. They also sell Hell's Boiling Bath Bomb, which is bath salt, mellow milk, as well as toothbrushes, their specialty. That's about all I can think of. Stop by if you're heading that direction. Okay. And that brings me to 155, which is kind of close enough. I'm going to call it quits here for today.
Huh?
Fish in Brellhaven, we found the most creative ways to eat them. We boil them, fry them, and even eat them raw. It doesn't hurt me none that they go great with ale and spirits. That said, some travelers get a little too brave. They tend to overeat and often make themselves sick. Unlike that red-haired companion of yours shuffling them down her gullet. I'd keep an eye on her if I were you. She's fine. She'll be fine. The return of the bath salter. Look, I will become Florida Man, and no one can stop me.
Hey, listen.
I mean, it was impressive. Oh, they are in there. You can actually see them in the bottom of the tank. How did I catch that? I feel like I had to try for that.
Hey,
Let's be fair here. There's also some jellyfish-like things.
I'm just...
Oh, hi, Hulkenberg.
Sorry.
Seek training, but I'm afraid I must apologize. Right now, there's some things I'd like... Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just incredulous.
Hey,
Let's,
listen.
yeah, let's just save right now, and then we'll call it a day.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm still curious as to how they thought, like, that whole, like, we're showing up with this person and their head, air quotes, like, I thought you were trying to impress Hulkenberg. Not really. Yeah, I am actually curious as to how we thought, like, that whole head thing was going to play out, because it seems like everyone's like, oh yeah, no, we'll have her tell everyone that she committed a whole bunch of murders, and then they'll let her go. That's how that goes, right? You know, you confess your crimes, and
Hey, listen.
you say, all right, I admitted it, and then
Hey,
run
listen.
off. That's how that goes, right? So I guess that's the entire process that we thought was going to happen.
Hey, listen.
For some reason. I don't know why we thought that. So, yeah. In any event, though, that's going to be our episode for today. Hope you found this one enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.
Hey, listen.
Probably thought she'd get arrested and go through trial. And what would have happened to her after the trial? Probably also probably still dead. This was just a little bit faster.